Leadership is one of those terms that's tossed around with a lot of frequency, but not with a lot of definition or clarity. What Tikvah is trying to do is cultivate, educate the next generation of young Jewish leaders.
The idea of the Menachem Begin Scholars program is to collect the best and brightest Jewish 9th and 10th grade students from across the country. And we bring them all together with the grand idea that it is important for young Jewish students to have a place where they could learn on a high level and interact with like-minded students.
The orientations take place in Princeton in the summer. It is an opportunity really for them to get to meet the students before they start the virtual seminars that go on during the rest of the year.
Every week we spend an hour and a half on Zoom together talking about a topic that is in your curriculum.
It's a very intellectual environment, but it's also a very fun, warm, and friendly environment.
Our students come from everywhere. Orthodox, non-Orthodox. They go to day schools, charter schools, public schools. I'd say the common denominator between all of our students, they have a deep, innate desire to learn and to grow, and they have a fierce, unyielding pride in their Jewish and Zionist identity.
Seeing the kids together, I think that's really the most beautiful thing about it. It's beyond just reading the texts, it's how Tikvah is able to cultivate a beautiful intellectual community.
Once a week, they're going to meet online with some of the best professors that we could find in these different disciplines and engage in real Socratic dialogue, a real seminar-based learning.
It's been a different type of learning because in a day school you usually read the Rashi, and then move on. But here you're trying to come up with the questions, not see the questions already made, and then as a group you answer them together.
We're focusing on the great books of both the Jewish and the Western tradition. And so we discussed the Tanakh on the Jewish side, and we discussed Plato and Shakespeare on the Western side. And because you're diving into the best books that have ever been written, you can think through the deepest questions.
Well, this semester I'm teaching a section for the Begin Scholars called Jews, Politics, and Zionism, which essentially tries to meditate a little bit on Jewish leadership and statecraft, asking some of the challenging questions that have faced Jewish leaders over time. The students get a sense of the whole arc of Jewish history through this particular lens of leadership and politics.
Before Tikvah, I never knew who Herzl was. So coming to Tikvah was really eye-opening, seeing how Israel was founded as a state.
The professor is just guiding the class, but it's really the kids who are participating and bringing the ideas and really making the class such a great experience.
It's definitely helped me with debating, it helped me with critically thinking, public speaking, and it's also helped me prepare for being in a secular school and a secular community.
In college, in grad school, in a career, you have to be able to reflect deeply, you have to be able to question yourself and your actions. And it's in the Tikvah seminar where they're getting that start.
So in January, we have the National Student Leadership Conference. Students get to meet each other after the virtual seminars, and it's a real opportunity for them to study together.
Part of the National Student Leadership Conference is outdoor excursions. You take our kids off-site, have them visit historical monuments, have them visit art museums. It becomes much more real when you see it face-to-face.
Ultimately, I think Tikvah, especially for the Begin Scholars who are 9th and 10th graders, is critical because it allows them, as a group, to come to some type of understanding about the sources of the collective self. And that's critical when there's so many other ways that people can construct their identities.
These are the young men and women that are to lead the world. Let them lead with wisdom. Let them lead with integrity. Let them lead with Jewish richness and Jewish depth.